What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Two Sides of the Game podcast, Big Tone A-Wax. Today we have a special guest, man. My brother straight from Sacramento, California. We got a lot of history in this game. My boy Mad Dog. What's up, my brother?
What's happening, homeboy?
How you doing, man?
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate
right here
you
with the
pulling
homie A-Wax and Big Tone.
Yeah, pleasure, man. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you coming through, man. I know you got a new project coming out too, and with Kev Knox and Vidal. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. We got a song on there too. So
Yeah.
People gonna get a bar of that thing soon, man.
They're gonna get a little piece of that one.
Yeah.
Man, so
What's the project called, bro?
the project is No Turning Back. It's a group project. Me and Kev, you know what I mean? He did all the production on it. And I wrote the songs, the hooks. You know, I got a little more singing in there because a lot of people know I'm known for my hooks.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they used to call me Captain Hook because I'll go in there and whoop one up in like 5 minutes and then just walk out, let them get down, you know what I mean?
And with the Mexican, what do you call it, Nate Dogg over here, boy,
Mexican
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nobody
lose.
does it better.
Nobody.
You already know. I want to highlight something, though, just so people do know, because there is a lot of history with you, bro. So it's not like, for the people that don't know, anybody that grew up in our era is going to know what time it is. Mm-hmm. But there's a whole new wave now, a whole new demographic of people. Right. And you come from that, you started doing your music. I think you was even doing that shit before me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you worked with Woody, you was on the Northern Exposures as well. And got a real big catalog. You was working with Looney Corleone. You got big songs. We were just talking about that. A lot of people didn't know that was on you with the I thought you knew that I'm a gangster, bitch.
Falling in love.
So a lot of motherfuckers don't know that. There's a lot of classes that you was a part of. Mm-hmm. But then, you have some situations that happened in your life and some shit, you had to deal with some real life type of shit, you know what I'm saying? And tragedy hit your life. A lot of people don't know your story and what you went through. So there was a big gap of you while you weren't doing music, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to elaborate on that and speak on your situation that you got a, interesting, crazy story.
This fucking day that changed my life, man. So it's a hard subject to talk about, man. And, I got a book coming. I'm trying to write more in detail because the story's so deep. Like, you can't really tell the whole story. Bro, I got my whole life in a nutshell. I was watching this TV series like Yellowstone, right? And the writers on this fucking TV series, they writing these like traumatic fucking occurrences in these people's life. I'm like, God damn, how could one family go through so much tragedy and be like, oh, wait, think about it, my life. I'll be like, God damn, I should have goddamn wrote a fucking series, a drama series on my life. You know what I mean? Because you can't write that type of shit, bro. But that's the type of life that I had lived and went through. And that's why with music, I always had a story to tell. That's why I had music to talk about things that happened or things I was doing and going through where I was at in life, right? And then my cousin has this house party, man, and this dude shows up. And he was a friend of her friend, right? Oh, can I bring my boyfriend? I met him on MySpace. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, go ahead and bring your boyfriend. And then, is this okay if his friend comes? He comes. All right. So now my little brother pull up. I'm in the studio. Like I said, I'm around the block. So he's like, what's up, man? You got some shot glasses? It's like, yeah. Here, I'm gonna hook you up. He was like, come on, you gonna go to the house party? What's up? It's just family over there, but there's a couple people I don't know, but he's like, it's all good. Yeah, I'll go over there a little bit, And then so I was in there trying to, write some music and shit. And then he's like, well, give me some CDs too. We need some music to play. CDs, right? So I give him some CDs. And then I was like, I'll catch up with you guys over there. I go over there. And then, like, as soon as I come in, man, this motherfucker giving me a vibe, right? I'm like, man, what's up with this dude? And you know how, like, if you from the streets, bro, you know when a motherfucker, he ain't mad dogging you, but he's like, he just look a little too confident. You know what I'm saying? And it's something about that look, that little smug ass look that I didn't like. You know what I mean? I was like, something's off with this dude. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I can't put my finger on it, bro. He's like, I kind of felt that same vibe. So, without going into too much detail, man, my brother started whooping this dude's ass. Beat the brakes off this motherfucker. He comes out shooting. The rest is history, man. I lose my brother. I fucking take dude's life, and I fucking go to prison. My son's fucking 12, maybe 11 years old. My daughter, she's fucking about to turn 15. I'm about to be fucking 30 years old. And my brother, man, fucking passed away. He fucking whooping his ass. And it's crazy because when the gun came out, then he was fighting for it and everything. And like, you know what I mean? As soon as his gun came out, mine came out.
Yeah.
That was it. You know what I mean? And
just the unavoidable. You go to have a good time. Everything
at a family function.
At a family function,
and this motherfucker just show up trying to be Billy Badass, and you know, it was a steep price that my family had to pay, bro.
Yeah.
And I give it all back if I could bring him back. You know what I mean? Because he's a real one. So I go to prison, and you know, so prison's a funny thing, man. It's a very cold and hard place. If you ever been, then you know what I'm talking about.
How long did they give you, if you don't mind me asking?
So I had to get a lawyer, and my family helped me out. You know what I mean? Helped me, you know, secure a lawyer. Pops helped me bail out, and so I was able to still work, feed my family, and then I was still on my music. You know what I mean? I felt like I was trying to get everything done I could before I had to go sit down. And then now, you know, certain individuals starting to pop up at places that I would just leave. So I'm getting these phone calls. So I'm over here trying to be cool because I'm out on bail, fighting a case. But now it's funky.
Yeah.
It's funky, and I ain't stopping. I ain't gonna stop living my life. So all right, back at it again. You know what I mean? So here I'm at, fucking holding. I catch another case. So I got I end up catching a gun case for holding while I'm fighting my case out on bail. Man. So then I get bailed out. I get double bail. My lawyer, slick talking Willie motherfucker, gets me out on double bail, bro. And he was like, bro, this shit ain't gonna fly. So he was like, I'm gonna try to work it. He was like, but before your fucking paperwork goes through, we're gonna go in the arraignment. We're gonna get you in, get you out before they fucking get the paperwork for your new case, and you gonna stay out on bail. So I'm out on double bail. Boom. Fucking at this time, bro, like losing my brother was such a big impact. Having the weight of the world on my shoulders, know I'm about to go to prison, right? Fighting this fucking case. Like the walls is closing in on me, man. The pressure's building, and you know, and now more so now than ever, I feel like give me a fucking reason, bro. Yeah. Give me a motherfucking reason, because I don't give a fuck about nothing except my family, and you know what I mean? I wish a motherfucker would. So I'm walking around with a chip on my shoulder. You know, I got motherfuckers trying to pop up where I just left, and man, I hope they fucking would show up while I'm there. You know what I mean? It just never happened. I ended up getting caught with this gun. But now I'm feeling like motherfucking John Gotti, bro. Fucking walk around feeling like I'm fucking bulletproof out on double bail, fighting murder beef.
You're dealing with all of this at the same exact time. You got
some real life shit happening in the midst of all of it.
Yeah, you're on the up and up with your music career, and then you got to deal with the loss in the family. Then you also have to deal with, you don't know how long you're going to be in jail potentially. You got
right.
Then
my kids, there's a lot of people depending on me, bro. All the artists on my label, like so you know, in prison, motherfuckers go to prison and they want to become somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because you got to have somebody. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, you can't have guidance without leaders, and that's just the way of the world, right? And when you go to prison, you're gonna mind somebody. But out here on the streets, I was a somebody, and I had a lot of people that depended on me. You know what I'm saying? And so all that, just the weight of all that, bro, and just the recklessness, I ended up catching that second case, you know, and then the next time I go to court, I'm thinking they're gonna fuck. I'm thinking like, shit, I'm on a roll, and you know what I mean? Ain't no crapping out now. It's all sevens, right? And then, nah, it wasn't that easy. So I go to court, and they be like, motherfucker, you ain't walking out of here. Take them. So I go to jail, and I go sit down. I go to prison. They end up. I plead down for manslaughter. They run my gun charge concurrent with with my original charges.
Oh, so that's a blessing
so,
right there.
Yeah, the lawyer paid off, man. He really hooked it up.
What's it like when you first get to jail? As far as being a rapper, are people familiar with your music in there back then?
So yeah, that's a funny thing you mentioned that, right? So there was homies that be like, "Oh, you Mad Dog? Oh, oh man, oh say something." So here's the thing, though, bro. Like my whole mission going into prison was get the fuck out of prison. Yeah, right? Don't get stuck here, bro, because that could happen. You know what I mean? I could get stuck. So my whole goal was just get home as fast as I can back to my family. So I just shoved all the music in the deep, dark fucking back of my mind, bro, and just tucked it. Like, man, I ain't Mad Dog, the fucking rapper, entertainer in prison. This is not fun for me. This is not a fucking vacation or promotion. Yeah. No, I'm just Mad Dog, the gangster, homie. I'm getting through this shit, trying to get in and get out.
Yeah.
And not give them any more than I have to. So the way it works out, I end up, getting into some shit in there too. Because one thing about it is, you with it out here, you with it in there. You know what I mean? Just is what it is. You know what I mean? You certain shit you just can't avoid at times, and do what you got to do and take the consequences. You know what I mean? You make your bed, you got to lay in it.
Yeah.
You got to put your big boy pants on and just be a man. So that's what I did. I ended up getting validated with a lot of other good homies, and I just started to see a lot of people just falling off, tapping out. You know what I mean? But I held my head high, man, strong. Fucking did my time in the shoe. Fucking bounced around out of state, and I paroled. Well, right before I paroled, there was a big movement inside prison where all the group segments got together on a class action lawsuit to where they could get us out of the fucking shoes. So CDC, right? California fucking corrections, right? Them motherfuckers was whooping people by, so if you had a life sentence but you had a date, right? Not an LWOP. LWOP is life without parole. You ain't never getting a date. You just time it for the rest of your life. So if you got a date, what they do is once they validate you, you no longer could go up for parole. You don't ever see the parole board. They tuck you in the shoe until you fold. So you either die, you fucking debrief, or you parole. That's the only way you can get out of the shoe once you get validated.
Yeah.
And it was whooping, you're pencil whipping motherfuckers, bro. Pencil. So if you wasn't even nobody when you got it. You got pencil whipping, they took you back there, but then you graduate from college because now you around it. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, bro. And so it was good to see that all the inmates in California prison stood together, class action lawsuit, and they fucking won this case, bro. And they got a lot of fucking dudes out of the shoe, and now they start getting eligible for parole and all that. Changed the culture in prison, literally, in California. And California is its own little, like, it's a trip, bro. Like the prison. The prison in California politics, bro, it ain't like that nowhere else.
You see that, and you have to, like you said, you have to tuck your music in the back of your head and become a certain way, and then you end up in the shoe, and you don't see light at the end of that tunnel when you're in that situation. You don't know these lawsuits are coming or anything's going to change. You're bracing up for the long ride, I'm sure, while you're in there mentally, because that's what you have to adapt in there, and you have to survive in there, and you have to, and at the same time you're also having to raise your kids through the phone and talk to your loved ones, and I know
visits outside the glass, bro. That's a fucked up.
That was one of the most scariest parts for me in prison, was having to always constantly wake up every day and wonder, man, is my mom gonna pass today or something, and I'm not gonna be able to go to attend this funeral or something. That was a cold, harsh reality to wake up to. And I didn't have kids when I was in there, but I'm sure you have to wake up and worry about your loved ones on the streets, on top of dealing with being somebody that shows no emotions at all time, and you're just ready for.
That's what I'm saying. Prison's a cold place, bro. Like you don't really, because it's just normal, right? It's normal, but it ain't normal, bro. Ain't nothing about prison fucking normal, and you don't realize it till you get back out, and you be like, God damn, I normalized. I've been institutionalized, because, like, bro, And on what fucking planet do you shit, eat, work out, fucking write your fucking letters and do your homework or whatever all in the same goddamn room?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like bathe and all that.
That's the size of a bathroom ain't normal on the streets.
Bro, you shit that you got to do sitting on a rack fucking 6 feet from you. Come on, man. That's just not normal.
Yeah.
But you normalize it. You know what I mean? Fucking walk around with bangers. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shit ain't normal, bro. But it becomes normal. So when you come home, you realize like, oh shit. It'd be something as simple as your aunt give you a hug or your mom. You know what I mean? It'd be like, damn.
It's a big deal.
It went 8 years without one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a big deal.
So anyway, prison, bro, I just try to keep my head down and not stand out for the, you know, for me, it wasn't an enjoyable time. I just got through it though. You know what I mean? Kept my head held high and did what I had to do. And I came home and so learning a lot of time to think sitting in that shoe. So lessons learned in life was don't waste your energy and your time on other people, man. Just focus on yourself. And at the time, since I came home, like really, bro, I was at a point, like Tone remembers, nigga, I bought my house. I was young, I was in my 20s still, bought a house, fucking had my studio, like had cars, like a life, accumulation of lifetime assets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people don't realize, like when you own a home and you own like shit you don't think about when you're young or you don't got, like you live in an apartment, you got a lawnmower, but you buy a house, you got a lawnmower. You know what I mean? You got all this shit in your house, weights and fucking tools and all this shit, right?
You got a nice house too, man.
Fucking, bro, I parole with the shirt on my back.
Yeah.
That's it. Didn't work out with the wife.
Man.
2 months after I paroled, she gave me this tote, like a little box, a plastic bin with old ass clothes, but I already went shopping because with my gate money, you know what I mean? Like I said, I parole with the shirt on my back, stay with my moms and pops.
So
and,
you're square one when you get out.
Fucking like I was a goddamn teenage kid just back at home again. You know what I mean?
What's your mindset when you're coming out? You know, a lot of times people get out and they're like, all right, this is how it's going to be in my head. And then it doesn't always work out that way, especially from the gate when you first come out. It's like,
I tell you, music wasn't even on the fucking list, bro.
On the list, huh?
I'll tell you this, so like I said, bro, every time the music was about to crack, it never cracked for me. Music ain't never paid the bills. I'll be honest with you. Straight up.
And then technology.
It was just fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I loved it. I loved the music, but I never got back what I put into it. Not at all, right? So music wasn't even you know what I mean? Like maybe one day I knew I got music in me, bro, and I'm you know, I'm passionate about it, but I wanted to be able to do music again on my terms when I was ready. So when I came home, I paroled in 2016 with the shirt on my back, stay at my mom's and pops. 2018, I'm buying a house. You know, 2020, I'm buying a boat.
Oh, you right back.
So I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there yet, right? So I'm in the IBEW, bro. Local 340. Shout out to my motherfucking brothers. So what I realized growing up is that when I went to prison, I was 32 years old. I had already been gamed up on life skills. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of people, that Arrested Development shit is real, bro, because people go to prison at 18 and they don't have real life skills. They ain't never owned a house, never had to pay rent. They was living with their girlfriend or their mom, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they don't have life skills. They don't know how to balance a fucking checkbook, pay the bills. You know what I mean?
Almost everybody, when they come to jail initially and they first get in there, they think, oh, well, my girl's different. Everyone like, oh, you got a girl? Everyone's showing each other pictures like, look, this my girl from the streets. Like, yeah, she'll be gone in a couple months, bro. Like, nah, this one's different, bro. Everyone thinks, oh, mine's is different, I swear. And then they, through time, they were right. She gone.
Well,
it's hard to do that time.
You know what? No shade on the ex-wife, because you know that's the mother of my kids, and you know, with all due respect, I wasn't a great husband. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I probably shot myself in the foot while I was out on the streets. So when I did get locked up, you know, how you gonna expect somebody to stick around? But when you're young, man, you just learning. You know what I'm saying? You learning how to be just a better person, a man, you know what I mean? And nobody writes you a book and tells you all the answers and says, hey man, this is how you supposed to do it. You know, you just trying to do the best you can. So anyway, I come home from prison, shirt on my back, living with my parents. I finally get my shit up, get into the trade, you know, because I'm like, how can I make the most money and not break my back doing it and do the things I want to do? Get back to that level of comfortability where, okay, now I could do music again on my terms, right? So, man, I just got married last year.
Congratulations,
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I wasn't even looking for it, bro. So I came home, I had all these ideas in my head. I was gonna be a player. I was gonna fuck all these bitches. And then, I end up fucking going to, like, I'm out in public, bro, and I see a fine girl, and I'm like trying to get her attention, but she's on her phone. She ain't looking at me. She's trying to, you know. So, and I don't do social media. So I'm like, man, I'm a private person. So I was like, man, I can't meet girls because I'm not into the social media and I don't go to the bars. I'm trying to get my life back together. I'm like, how am I supposed to get laid, man? Well, you know, you end up bumping into some old, you know, chick you used to play kicking with or whatever. Be like, hey, what's up? You know, okay, that'll work for right now. You know what I mean? But I ended up hooking up with my girl, bro, and you know, it got serious pretty fast. I wasn't looking for it, but you know, learning. Growing up as a young man, you know, if you want it all, have it all. But if you want one, have one. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so all I need is one. I don't need to be greedy. I don't need to have more.
The situation that you just described, you got so much going on for you, and so much positive going on in your family life, and just in general, being a homeowner at such a young age, and having all the tools at your disposal you had, and then being thrust into an unavoidable situation, then having to sit down and rebuild from scratch, from square one, and just start again. Like, I'm not sure. Most people aren't that they ain't that strong to get through something like that, bro. It's easy to just go right back and just take your ass right back in there and go sit back down and do that, or not come out at all,
or just play the victim rest of your life because of that shit. You know,
dive into addictions and whatnot. Yeah. It's so many routes you could have took coming out that is commendable, and I applaud how you bounce back from that. It's the bounce back that really matters, bro. It's not how far you fall. It's the bounce back that people remember you for.
Bro, they make it so easy to get caught up in a fucking revolving door where, man, fucking right back. Yeah. Because when you go to prison, bro, you just expanded your criminal network. you know what I'm saying? What are they, like 35 prisons in fucking California? You know what I'm saying? Like thousands of fucking inmates. You meeting these motherfuckers, and you know what I mean? You went from your hood network or a couple different cities you used to fuck with, now to the whole California is the network of criminal activity. So if you want it, it's there. Because like what we was doing is, we interrupted anything?
No,
right now?
Spence.
This motherfucker too goddamn busy.
I just see my shit going off and off, making sure it's not an emergency, man.
One thing I know is that music could get you through some times in your life, and that's I think why the fans who really love your music, it helped them get through a time, or it was just a time in their life they remember, and they was slapping your shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to get people again. You know what I mean? Something to just mob to, cruise, and just, you know.
Some no more Cochino songs, man.
You know what, bro?
No more scandalous hoes.
I still be getting freaky, but you know, so I might have to talk about it here or there, but nah, you know what I mean? Like we all grown up now, bro, and I mean, at the time there was those scandalous hoes, and they're still out there. You know what I mean? And but you know, you evolve as a person, you growing, you becoming a, you know, you just trying to just get through life, soaking up the knowledge and the wisdom that from all the things that you've been through and the experiences that you had over the years. So then now, if that's what you was on then and you still on that now, like where's your growth?
You're gonna be touching on all these.
I'm gonna try to touch on the whole fucking story of the person behind Mad Dog the artist has a life full of traumatic experience, and I want to share it so that people could understand. Because when I was in prison, that's all you do is read in prison, right? So you ain't gonna read nowhere else. Most people don't, but in prison, motherfucker got nothing but time to read, especially when you waiting for your property. You know what I mean? So anyway, I feel like maybe my story put down on paper could help people kind of get through their experience and their tough times, and know at the end of the day that I read a book. I read a book about a Auschwitz survivor that kind of helped me through my hard times, and it was uplifting, bro. Because when you down in the dumps and you in a dark place and you fuck the world, fuck everybody, you know what I mean? Life is ugly, you know what I mean? Because you're just focusing on the negative, but you could be a glass half full or a glass half empty type of guy, right? Because there's always something that you could say, well, at least this, you know what I mean? At least the sun came out today. At least I got another breath tomorrow.
Straight up.
So that's where it's at, you know what I mean?
Looking like that, man. You're driving down the road, you got two sides. You're looking out one window, evil, death, murder, the worst things in the world. And on this side, you got the sunshine, you got your family, you got butterflies, whatever. Decide which way you want to look and pay attention to. I acknowledge all this here, but I'm going to focus on what's over here. I've lived through this side of the road. I'm going to acknowledge what's on this side. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
A lot of real shit homeboy been through to get to this point to put on this project, man.
Thanks for coming through and sharing your story, man. Tone he told me a little bit about it, and it was real interesting to me to hear from the outside looking in, because I wasn't really familiar with your music, but I know all the songs you're talking about from back in the day, like the Loonies and Tone's early work, but I just didn't put your face to it and know who you were per se. So I've heard a lot of your music through the years, and I didn't know it's always interesting to me to see what people do with those. And some, like in your case, you had unforeseeable circumstances and you weren't in control of the situation. You just had to roll with the punches, so to speak. And to bring it back full circle, man, I tip my hat to you, man. And
I appreciate it, man.
And this is where I want to commend you on too, man, on beyond the music, bro. You doing what we're supposed to do, bro. You did what you did. You stayed solid, remained through everything, with a heart full of, steel, and you came out and did right for your family. You did what you were supposed to do. So I want to commend you on that. More than anything, beyond the music accomplishments and everything, that's a real stand-up individual, which you've been through and where you're at this point in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We got to lead by example, bro. There's a lot of people who need that guidance. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who look up to us, and they watching us move and they studying us. Like when we was young and we was looking at the older homies and we was watching them move and we was soaking up game. And I could tell you this, man, when you're younger, you might not always be leading them in the right direction. You mean well, you teaching them about the streets or you teaching them about this or that, but you know what I mean? Like, really, are you setting them up for failure to fucking follow that same bumpy road? Or are you trying to lift them up and trying to put them on and trying to let them get their shine on, let them be successful?
That's what we have our job to do and our duty, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I know we about to end time there on that last shit. Camera, but I want to appreciate you pulling up, man, and showing this love.
Appreciate both
we all utilizing our platform, sharing what we got. I've been doing well. He's been doing well. You're a legend. You're coming back up. I'm excited to see what you're about to do in this game, man.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, man, appreciate you pulling up. My boy Mad Dog, straight from Sacramento, California, man. You know what it is.
Fuck,
like,
two sides of the game.
Hit the comments on the motherfucking ooh-ops below. And, share this video, man. Let homie get his shine. Salute to everybody tuning in.